There's something of a heated debate going on here in France at the moment, sparked by comments made by the Economy Minister Emmanuel Macron that public servants, fonctionnaires as they are known here in France, shouldn't have cause to believe that they have jobs for life. That there should be some element of performance management introduced into the public service. It's interesting just how little service the public often gets from these people. For example, all my 3 children at the moment are still in university. They're almost coming out of university at the other end. But all students in university, and indeed in a lot of second level institutions where they are away from home and having to rent accommodation, get aide au logement. In other words, some little amount of payment to go towards the cost of their rent. There is a particular government department that actually looks after this, but every year what this government department does is it manipulates its own system, adds additional requirements for people to actually fill in to ensure that all the people working in this system have a mountain of work to do. A couple of examples. Every year, every citizen of the European Union who has a right to be in France, because it's part of the European Union, gets a letter that says you've no right to be in France unless you can prove it in writing that you've gone to your consulate and have a titre de séjour, the right to stay in France. Every year this happens. Every year all these people troop in to this particular government department to be told, oh, we're sorry, we actually issued that letter. It was an automatic letter. We won't do it again. Of course, you have every right to be on the territory of France. But it creates huge queues in this particular department. It justifies huge numbers of employees. Another quick example of this particular government department, our youngest daughter's birth date miraculously changed itself on their online system so that she couldn't actually update her status on the system and again had to go in and queue with everybody else. We discovered subsequently that it is quite normal for this miraculous self-changing date of birth to actually happen. People go into the system and manipulate, employees, so that it creates these big queues and justifies their existence. By way of rounding off my little rant at the so-called public service, and I know people will probably complain to me about it, but by way of rounding it off, we are in early October as we speak. The children at the school down the road here, young children, are playing in the playground which resembles a building site. The local council decided to put in some new toys in the school playground. They had from the end of June till the beginning of September to do it. They started it the last week in August, so that here we are 6 weeks later and the playground is still a building site. Now I could go on and on and on, but I know from the feedback that I get to these videos, people like them to be around 3 or 4 minutes, so I'll zip it at this stage and we'll talk again next week.